Hi everyone. Today we will be reading Ben Franklin Thinks Big. This is a 3.6 AR. What good shall I do today? Benjamin Franklin always asked. His answers changed the world. Ben thought working hard, learning, and doing good were the most important things in life. That's how he became a famous writer and inventor and helped the 13 colonies become the United States. At 10, Ben already had a job. By day, he made candles for his father's shop in Boston. By night, he burned candles and stayed up reading. Ben learned many things from books, even how to swim. He was a very curious person. He loved to test out ideas. Young Ben went to work for his older brother James. He learned to be a printer. Ben stopped eating meat. He spent the money he saved on books. Ben secretly wrote for James' newspaper under a fake name. Readers loved his clever writing, but James did not like being fooled. The Franklin brothers argued, so Ben struck out on his own. When Franklin was 22, he opened his own print shop in Philadelphia. Ben used a squeaky wheelbarrow to make deliveries. People could tell how hard he worked. They heard him coming. When Ben married Deborah Reed, he wrote news stories and worked the heavy printing press. Deborah ran the busy shop. Ben Franklin became the most successful printer in the colonies. People from New York to Virginia read his weekly newspaper, the Pennsylvania Gazette. Ben published a best-selling book called Poor Richard's Almanac, and it made him rich. Ben didn't just print books and papers. He also printed money for Pennsylvania and other colonies. Ben believed in helping make life better for everybody. He looked around to see what people needed. Franklin helped from Pennsylvania's first firefighting group, the first general hospital, and the first lending library in the country. As he wrote, "Well done is better than well said." Ben Franklin really loved to invent things too. Was your fireplace working poorly? Ben's invention, the Franklin stove, sent heat into a room and sent smoke up a chimney. Were the street lights dim? Franklin's new square light glowed. Ben retired from printing to study science full time. He made a shocking discovery. Ben Franklin discovered the link between lightning and electricity. He flew a kite into a stormy sky. The kite was zapped by lightning. An electrical charge struck the kite's metal tip, traveled down the string, hit a key, and gave Ben a shock. Ben then invented the lightning rod. Lightning bolt struck the iron rod instead of the roof. That stopped buildings from burning. Franklin's discoveries made him famous around the world. He was also a member of the government in Pennsylvania. Ben was sent to London to ask for more rights for the colonies. He was not successful. Still, he stayed there for many years. Then the Revolutionary War started. The American colonists were fighting the British. Franklin sailed home. He studied the ocean along the way. Once home, Franklin helped write the Declaration of Independence. Then Franklin sailed to France to ask for money and soldiers for the war against British. Ben got the French to help America win the war. He worked out a peace treaty with England. Ben was gone for 9 years. He met royalty and scientists and invented bifocal eyeglasses. Ben Franklin returned to what was now the United States. He was nearly 80, but he still served as a leader in Pennsylvania. He helped write the new country's constitution, and he lived at home with his family. Ben Franklin died in his bed, true to his own words, "Wish not so much to live long as to live well." Here's a timeline of Ben's journeys. You know, guys, Benjamin Franklin was very studious. He loved learning. And not only was he an inventor, a writer, he was also a scientist, and then an oceanographer. He learned about the ocean. He made many inventions. Right here you have the almanac he used to write, and the newspaper where he used to write, and he created his own character, Poor Richard. And then all his inventions are also on that page. He conducted so many experiments with electricity. Here's a portrait by David Martin that hangs in the White House. Ben Franklin once wrote, "If you would not be forgotten as soon as you're dead and rotten, either write things worth reading or do things worth writing." Ben did both of those things. Ben Franklin